Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com, here for Texas Football Today at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in Houston, joined by a guy we've seen a lot of. One of the guys that, I guess one of the coaches we saw most recently, simply because you were playing in the state championship game. It's Coach Hugh Sandifer of the Abilene Wylie Bulldogs. Coach, last year, how do you take a look at last year as a whole, now that you've had a little bit of time to process it? Because you make the state championship game, you come up a little bit short to a fantastic Carthage team. I have to imagine you're just really proud of the way your team played.
Well, there was no doubt about it. We felt like it was a great season. Disappointed with the final game, but my gosh, you sit there and get to play in the venue we got to play in front of the number of people and just the accomplishments our team made. We had an interesting season due to the fact we only had a 9-game regular season, and we lost one of those games to weather. So we played 4 non-district games, 4 district games, and then 6 playoff games. So it was kind of – we ended up with 14 games with almost half of them being in the playoffs. It was very fun. Just a dynamic senior class that we'll miss, but just a great bunch of guys to coach.
The thing that I think both Max, our producer, and I came away from watching you guys play on that title game is I thought Abilene Wylie football was on full display just because of the fight that you guys had. I mean, you guys were scrapping and clawing, and just every single inch was challenged. And I thought that was such a great reflection of what you've tried to instill in this program, because you guys have never really had the biggest guys or the fastest guys, but you guys scrap and claw, and there you are in a state championship game.
Yeah, I think it's just a great compliment to the young man and to the coaches for just playing the game the way we feel like it's meant to be played. We try to respect the game of football, and we feel like you play your absolute best, respect your opponent, and then see what happens at the end of the day. But I think it's also maybe a little bit of throwback to some of the old West Texas football. I've coached at Wylie so long that everybody says, "Oh, he's old school." Well, there's some of that old school that ain't all bad. And
I agree.
Playing for a 48-minute game and playing your hearts out for each other is something that we try to really, really make sure we do every year.
And you mentioned, though, there was a special senior class. A few of them, I thought Deion Noble was unbelievable. Just a fantastic guy. I think people are going to be really impressed with him when he gets on the college field. What are you looking forward to in 2017? You're going to be younger, I presume, but this is a program that we never expect anything less than greatness from. What can you tell us about your 2017 Bulldogs?
Well, we graduated a big class, but we have by design our team is a senior-oriented team every year. So our kids fully understand that when it's your senior year, it's time to step up. It's your time, and obviously we're looking for the next year's senior class to fill that role and be great. We do have some experience on the defensive side. 4 or 5 kids that played a lot this year on the defensive side are back. Offensively, just about the same amount. 2 starters back every year. We're going to have basically 4 new linemen, all new skilled kids, but new quarterback seems to be the trend with us, a senior quarterback every year. So the tough non-district schedule we play, we always kind of have some lumps there early, but it makes us so much better to get ready for when the games count in district play.
But especially with seniors, right? That these guys who, because you are so senior laden, these guys are not going to get to play as much as juniors. Playing those tough non-district schedules, you hear coaches say we want to be ready. It almost goes double for you guys. That you guys got to get these guys these reps, and it might as well be against teams that you're going to have to beat to make it back to AT&T Stadium.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And also, we've been fortunate to have some success. So when those seniors, when they were sophomores in our program, the JV kids, we went to the semi, so they got 5 extra weeks of practice.
Exactly.
As juniors, they got 6 extra weeks of practice. So these kids may not have a lot of game experience on the field as varsity players, but as far as being around the coaches and being around the game of football, especially Wylie football, these kids are basically entering their 4th varsity season in their 3rd year of play.
I don't mean to date you here, but you are a former president of the THSCA. You're a Hall of Honor member. Here, he's got all the tags on his thing. What number convention is this for you? Do you know?
Well, I'm going into year 39 of coaching.
Okay.
The first year at Wylie, I don't even think they paid for us to go, so this is probably year 38. They just said, that convention, that's a waste of money. But I think this is my 38th convention, but 39th year of coaching.
My goodness. So once or twice you've been to a convention hall.
I have, and boy, I look forward to it every year. It's so much fun to see old friends, new friends, guys like yourself, just catch up with people, because once you go back home, it's on.
It's football season.
It's football. You don't have to tell the people, hey, when's it start? They know it's on.
Texas Football Today here at THSCA Coaching Convention, brought to us by our friends at Dairy Max. I want to ask you about nutrition. It's clear that seeing those guys at the state championship game, they had to be ready to go. Not on August 1. They had to be ready to go on July 1 and May, and June 1 and January 1. What do you tell your kids, especially in the off season, about nutrition, about getting their bodies right?
Well, I just think the kids are so much more educated on nutrition than they were back in the day when we were playing, and I just think they are so much more in tune with what is going to give them the opportunity to be a great athlete. It's not just the running and the lifting; it's the nutrition. And kids research it with the internet; they can find it. They really investigated. We always talk to them about eating, balanced meals, make sure you're getting other food. But they're so far ahead of us to where we used to be, that the kids now understand nutrition. They understand the value of it. They understand, one of the great things about it is just hydration, how they understand the hydration. The milk, as you mentioned, after workouts. We've got kids that are involved with that, and we supply that as well. But even what I feed the kids after the game, they'll ask me, Coach, we don't want a Coke, we don't want French fries. I'm going like, hey, when we were kids, we loved that.
Yeah,
stuff.
that was the reward.
Yeah, we want water, we want these sandwiches, whatever. So it's fun to watch the kids understand that, because we talk to them about taking care of their body and making sure they put themselves in a great physical condition, obviously avoiding the use of alcohol, drugs, anything, no shortcuts, no performance enhancing. The kids are so in tune with nutrition, it's fun to watch.
That's really interesting. Okay, so now one last thing. We've got the wheel of questions. Some of these questions are smart and some of them are dumb. That's why I'm really excited to have you spin the wheel of questions. Go ahead, just give it a spin. We'll see where it lands. Hugh Sandifer of Abilene, Wylie spinning the wheel of questions here
I hope it's one of those
Texas
dumb
Football
ones
Daily.
you talk about.
All right. What is the best Fieldhouse prank that you have seen? And then you should be you've got the best prank you've seen pulled in the Fieldhouse, either by a coach or a player. Let's keep it PG for the.
I got you.
Okay.
There's several that come out in mind, but one that was a long time. I was a young coach, and we had an older coach on staff that I did not know this, but deathly afraid of mice.
That's rough in Abilene.
Well, I'm just telling you, I didn't think a grown man of 6'4", 230 pounds would be afraid of mice till I saw another coach on staff have a box that he thought was something to eat and open it up, and there are a couple mice in there, and I literally thought, this was before 911, but I knew we'd be calling the ambulance because he's on the floor. He can't breathe. He is freaking out. And so it has taught me every year since then, when someone brings me a box of anything, I shake it, I look at it, poke a hole, but that was one of the best I've ever seen open up and a mouse jump out.
So you now have like a designated box opener for you? Like one of your assistants be like, hey, Jim, I'm going to need you to.
Check that box. I don't know. It says Whataburger. I don't trust it.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, but that sticks out in my mind.
Coach Hugh Sandifer of the Abilene Wylie Bulldogs. Coach, appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, Craig. Appreciate it.
This is Texas Football Today.